Hi, good afternoon, all of you.
Good afternoon.
First of all, on behalf of the company, I would like to thank you, Mr. Caleb, and all the diamonds for organizing this online. Despite we are having COVID-19, we are still able to do all this training and all this product presentation to share with all of you regarding the new products and things like that. But anyway, thank you for involving me in this meeting as well. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to just share with you what is cold laser all about. I will put it as simple as possible so that more people can understand. Okay, but before I start off, I know that a lot of the people, their first impression on this IM laser, what does it looks like to all of you? Majority of the people says it will looks like a big head watch. Some even says it looks like a sport equipment in which you wear on your hand. You do your exercise. You want to know how much calories you have burned or what is your heartbeat and things like that. Some even say it looks like those 10 to 15 years ago, those computer games for kids. But in actual fact, to be more specific, this IM laser is actually not what we have mentioned just now, but rather this is actually a 3-in-1 household medical device. It is actually an integration of Western cold laser technology plus Eastern acupuncture treatment plus the magnetic therapy. It is a 3-in-1 household medical device. Now, first thing, in terms of the cold laser technology, have anyone of you heard of this before? Usually, from what I know, is that majority of the people from Malaysia, they have not heard of what is cold laser technology all about. But in actual fact, the cold laser technology is actually not a new technology. Like what Mr. Yo has mentioned just now, 40 years, 50 years ago, the US already started using this technology for treatment. It's just that we do not know. Now, the first group of people that came from US that use this technology for treatment, they are actually from the US NASA. As you know, the astronauts program NASA, as you know, astronauts, they always travel to space and due to different environment, different gravity level, whenever they came back to Earth, they always encounter a certain changes in their body condition. That is when the US NASA actually came out with this technology to help to treat the astronauts. Now, the second group of people from US that use this technology for treatment, they are actually from the US Olympic team. As you know, sportsmen tend to encounter injuries, am I right? When you have injuries, definitely you have pain, you will have swollen issues. The US Olympic team is actually the second group of people that use this cold laser technology to treat their pain as well as to resolve their swollen issues. Only then in year 2001, the US FDA officially recognized this technology can be used for medical therapeutic purpose. Now, if you talk about today in Europe, in US, this technology is very commonly used by not only the public, but in the hospital as well. So it is not a new technology. But how come this particular technology has been proven in US by the medical doctors that at least it can deal with 80 types of health issues? How exactly does it help us? That is what I'm going to explain to you today. Now, in order for us to understand how this technology helps us, we have to go back to the fundamental of our body to start understanding. Now, as you know, our body, the most important components in our body is actually the cell. Am I right? Why it is so important? This because cell is actually the basic building blocks of all living things. Next slide, please. Now, if you talk about from our tissue, from our organs, even our system, even our whole body is actually made up of cell. Basically, if I tell you if all the cells inside your body are healthy, you will live healthily as well. But on the other hand, if all the cells inside your body are having problems, are damaged, are having a lot of issues, then in long term, it can actually create a lot of health issues for you. Now, in actual fact, in our body, there are more than 200 50 types of cell. Each cell has its own individual functions. Let me just give you some example. For example, your skin is actually one type of cell. It has its own function in your body. Even your red blood cell is another type of cell. It has its own function of carrying oxygen, nutrients throughout your whole body, as well as carry your toxic out. Even your brain has its own cell as well. It has its own function as well. Despite there are so many types of cell inside your body, all has its own individual functions, there is one thing in common for all these cells, and that is regardless of what type of cell it is inside your body, all your cell will need this energy called adenosine triphosphate to sustain its functions. Okay, can you move to the next slide, please? Yeah. Okay, in other words, all your cells inside your body will need this energy called ATP energy to sustain its function. Even despite, for example, if you are a very health conscious guy, you're taking a lot of nutrition products, which makes your cell very strong and healthy, but inside your body, if it is without without having this ATP energy, your cells still won't be able to function well. Now, next slide. In actual fact, our own body actually produces this ATP energy every day inside our body. How it is produced? It is actually produced through a simple process of photosynthesis as well as cell respiration. We know that everything begins with light. The sunlight will give the light energy to the plants. The plants, together with water plus CO2, it will start to make food. Am I right? Now, who in turn will start to eat all this food? We human beings or living organisms. For example, if you're talking about eating rice today, when rice goes into your body, automatically this will be converted into glucose. Your glucose will be break down by the insulin produced by your pancreas. Now, once it is broken down, energy will be released and it will be absorbed by all the cells throughout your whole body. Now, in each individual cell inside your body, it actually contains a lot of this peanut shape of things, if you can see from the picture. We call it the mitochondria. The mitochondria is actually the powerhouse of your cell. How your own body actually produces your ATP energy every day, it is actually through the food that you eat. As broken down, absorbed by your cell, and through the mitochondria, it will start to produce this ATP energy to be supplied throughout your whole body for the function of your cell. This is how your own body actually produces this ATP energy every day. But unfortunately, as time goes by, you will realize that the production of this ATP energy inside your body is getting lower and lower. And the best indicator that you will realize that your energy level is getting lower and lower as well. Why does this happen? Next slide, please. It is mainly due to all these issues. You can put on the whole slide, yeah. Now, environmental issues, your diet, especially those who like to eat goreng food, and especially, but my personal opinion is that the key factors that affects the production of ATP energy inside your body is actually your lifestyle. Now, if you look at all our lifestyle today, I'm sure majority of you are using handphones today every day. Am I right? Some even one handphone is not enough. Some even use 2 or 3 handphones. And of course, our lifestyle as well. How many of us actually sleep at least every night at 10 p.m. and at least one day sleep for 7 hours and above? I can tell you, majority of us are not doing that. Now, a lot of the time, because of all these factors which damage your cell, if your cell cannot quickly repair by itself, then in long term, it also will affect the production of this ATP energy inside your body as well. Once the production of ATP energy inside your body is getting lower and lower, what will happen? Next slide, please. Now, once the production of ATP energy is getting lower and lower inside your body, first of all, you will realize that your energy level is getting lower and lower as well. But the most important thing is that once there is a low ATP energy production, what will happen is that all your cell won't be able to function well. Now, if all the cells inside your body won't be able to function well, then in long terms, it can affect your organs' performance as well. That is why all the aging, all the health issue start to crop out. I do not know whether you all realize all these things or not. Last time when I was very young, I always thought that, you know, all these health issues are like, you know, high blood pressure, stroke, heart attack. This health issue is only applicable for those people who are 50 years old and above. But if you look at today's world, do you realize that all this health issue is getting younger and younger? I've seen people who are, you know, 20 over years old have to start to inject insulin. And even people who are 30 over years old, just one heart attack, his life is completely gone. But on the other hand, if you can maintain the production of ATP energy high inside your body, what will happen? If there is a high level of production of ATP energy, what will happen is that you will feel very energetic. Number two, with high level of ATP energy production, all your cells will be able to function well. Let me give you some simple example. If there's plenty of ATP energy inside your body, your new cell can grow well as well. If there is any damage to your cell with high level of ATP energy production, your cell will have enough energy to start quickly repair by itself. Even with high level of ATP energy production, what will happen is that your cell absorption is even better. Now, if your cell is able to function well, definitely your organs performance will be fantastic as well, correct? Now, if your organs performance is fantastic, usually those people who are having good organs performance, high level of ATP production, these are the people who are going to feel youthful, energetic, and healthy. So we know that as time goes by, this production of ATP energy is getting lower and lower. So the next question is there any way we can restore this production of ATP energy? Yes, there are ways, okay? But usually when I'm doing presentation, I always like to give people two choices. Now, the first choice is, if you want to restore your ATP energy quickly and fast, my suggestion is don't stay in the town anymore. Move yourself deep into the forest. Why move into the forest? Because inside the forest, there's plenty of green, oxygen level is plenty, there's no pollution issues. And of course, if you move into the forest, make sure you leave all your handphones, all your iPad, computer behind. Anyway, inside the forest, there's no line at all. Okay, and at the same time, if you stay inside the forest, you do not have the luxury of, you know, choosing your food. Inside the forest, you have to eat everything that is natural. Okay, you don't have the luxury of wanting to have Penang chao kway teow or bak kut teh or all these things. At the same time, inside the forest, if you want to travel from one place to another place, you don't have the luxury of driving your Mercedes, Honda, BM. You want to travel from one place to another place, you have to walk. Walking is exercising, am I right? Now, if you really stay inside the forest in this way for a certain period of time, I can tell you the restoration of your ATP energy production will be very fast and very complete. But the question here is, how many of us can do that? How many of us can do that? I can tell you, majority of us can't. Even today, if half an hour you look at your phone, nobody WhatsApp you, you also will ask, what happened to my handphone? Why nobody WhatsApp me or things like that? So even though this is one of the solution, it is not the best solution. The other much more better solution is actually by using this device called IM laser. What does IM actually stands for? Last time some people told me it looks like Satu Malaysia laser, but anyway, it is not Satu Malaysia laser. IM actually stands for integrative medicine. Okay, integrative medicine laser. As I mentioned just now, IM laser is actually an integration of cold laser technology plus the Eastern acupuncture treatment plus the magnetic therapy. Now, whenever you wear it on your wrist and on your nose, one of the key functions is actually to helps your body to restore the production of ATP energy inside your body, so that once the ATP energy production is restored, all your cell will be able to restore its own function, inclusive of self-growth, cell repair, as well as cell absorptions. Now, I did mention about acupuncture as well. So some of the people will start asking, where does the acupuncture comes from? Our mind is that anything related with acupuncture is always related with needles, am I right? But for this device, where does the acupuncture comes from? And a lot of people, some even ask, a lot of people also tell me that, you know, they found it is very inconvenient to put it on your nose, to wear this nose line on your nose. Why do you need to wear it on your nose? It is very inconvenient, uncomfortable. Some people might feel that, you know, it looks horrible as well. Now, in actual fact, let me just explain further where does the acupuncture comes from, why do you need to wear on your nose and everything. But the first thing first, in order for you to wear this device, you have to wear it on your wrist as well as on your nose. Now, the first question here is, why do you need to wear it on your left wrist instead of right wrist? Now, why left wrist? The reason is because it is nearer to your heart. It is nearer to your heart. That is why it is more effective. Okay. And the second question is, why do you need to wear it on your nose? Can you move to the next slide, please? Now, in actual fact, wearing on the nose is very, very important. It is due to two reasons. Okay, due to two reasons. The first thing first is that whenever you wear this on your nose, inside your nose actually contains a lot of fine capillaries. That is why every time by wearing this device, this nose line on your nose, the light energy in terms of photons can be dispersed through all the capillaries in your nose throughout your whole body faster. That is why if you wear on your wrist together with your nose, the effectiveness of this product is actually twice as compared you just wear it on your wrist. The second reason is a much more important reason. Now, every time whenever you wear this on your nose, the light energy photons is directly penetrated into your brain cell. That is why it actually helps to protect your brain cell, activate the function of your brain cell, or even helps to prevent a lot of health issues like Alzheimer's disease and all these things. Even it actually helps to enhance the function of all the nerves around your face as well. Okay, that is why I always remind people, if you are using this IM laser, if you are every day, you are using it 3 times per day, you know, even if you are outside, you are not convenient to wear your nose line, but at least one day you need to wear it one time on your nose, okay, on your nose. Okay, even we have seen a lot of testimony that even those people who are elderly people who are having poor memories, if they wear it regularly every day, they will realize that their memories actually improve significantly. One of the key, very good testimony is actually my own mom. My own mom is actually 80 years old now. Now, previously, I bought this unit is because of a sugar level. But 4 or 5 months ago, when I went back to Cebu, I actually came from Cebu, okay, Sarawak. I went back to my hometown. My mom actually suddenly just came to me and told me that she realized that her memory improved significantly. So initially, I was quite skeptical of what she is talking about. So I decided to test her. So I always know that my mom cannot remember our handphone's number, even my brother's handphone's number and everything. So what happened is that I decided to test her on see whether she can remember our handphone's number. Now, the first thing I asked her is actually my handphone's number. Without looking at the handphones, without looking at her notebook, she can just say out my handphones directly. Okay. So the first thing I was thinking is that maybe because of she always call me, that's why it's quite normal for her to remember my phone numbers lah. So I decided to test on my sisters and my brother's number as well. Now, without looking at the handphones or notebook, she can say all the handphones correctly. You know what is the most ashamed things I have to do? After she told me all the handphones number, I have to take out my handphone to check whether she is correct or not. So in actual fact, now, if you use this regularly on your, wear this on your nose, it actually helps to improve your memory as well. Now, of course, the second thing is that IM laser, you need to wear it on your wrist. Now, if you look at your IM laser, how many holes are there? Altogether, there are 5 holes, am I right? 5 holes. Okay, 4 in a row, 1 individual by itself. Okay, now whenever you wear it on your left wrist, the 4 holes is actually targeting at your blood pulse. Why does it targeting at your blood pulse? There are 3 main reasons. Number 1, if your blood inside your body is too thick, it's all clustered together. Now, when this aperture is targeting at your blood pulse, when the light energy photons is penetrated into your bloodstream, it will help to disperse all your cluster blood into individual. We know that if all your red blood cell is in individual, it is more effective in carrying oxygen and nutrients throughout your whole body. That is why the first thing it helps you is that it helps to reduce your blood viscosity. Number 2, through the same blood pulse point, whenever the light energy photons is penetrated into string, all these light photons will start to stick to your red blood cell like nutrients and oxygen. And it will be carried throughout your whole body by the red blood cell. Whenever there's any cell inside your body that comes in contact with all these light photons, automatically this will create a biostimulation effect or photostimulation effect in which it will stimulate your cell mitochondria to produce more ATP energy. As I mentioned just now, if you have a plenty of ATP energy inside your body, not only your energy level will improve, it also helps to restore all your cell functions as well. Okay, and of course, the third point is that through this particular blood pulse point, it also helps to enhance the production of one very important component called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is actually very important in our body because it has a lot of very important functions in our body. One of the key functions is that if your body contains a lot of nitric oxide, even today, if you do not really have time to do exercise with a lot of nitric oxide, automatically this will actually helps to improve your circulation as well. So these are the 3 main reasons why these 4 holes are actually targeting at your blood pulse. What about this individual holes? Now, if you talk about this individual hole, it is actually targeting at one of your key acupuncture point called 内关. Now, in actual fact, in our body, there are altogether 361 key acupuncture points. All these acupuncture points is actually dispersed throughout our whole body. Now, 内关 is actually one of them. Now, whenever you wear this IM laser, through this 内关 point, when the light energy photons is penetrated into this 内关 point, it will start to push through the whole network throughout your whole body and start to stimulate the 361 of your acupuncture point. This is where the acupuncture actually comes from. Now, according to research, if you use cold laser technology to do acupuncture, it is actually 50 times more effective than you use a needle to do acupuncture. So some people, if you use it regularly, sometimes you will feel like, ticklish feeling running through your body. Don't be surprised if you have that, because that is actually the acupuncture treatment. Okay, and of course, the third thing on this IM laser is that it actually comes with 2 magnets as well. Now, if you look at the picture with the 2 red dots, okay, 2 red dots, that is where the what you call that, the magnet is built inside this device. There are two of them. Now, if you want to test whether there's any magnet inside, very simple. You just take a paper clip, it will click here. Now, if you look at the position of this two magnet, it is actually targeting at your blood pulse as well. Am I right? Your blood pulse is actually running through in between. Now, why does it targeting at your blood pulse? That is because magnet is well known for further enhancing circulation as well as reducing your blood viscosity. Even today, let's say, after 30 minutes of treatment, you switch it off already. But if you still wear your IM laser on the same position on your wrist, the magnet is still continuously doing the job of reducing your blood viscosity, improving your circulation. That is how IM laser actually works. Okay, this is how IM laser actually works. But a lot of people also ask me these questions. Now, after explaining all this, how IM laser works, they can understand. But the only things they don't understand is that what is so special about this red light, the red light that is given off by IM laser, what is so special about that? Okay, is it the same light as the light you find in a traffic light, the red light? Or is it the same red light you find in karaoke or things like that? Okay, let me just explain further. You're next, please. Now, the light that is actually giving off by this device is actually 650 nanometer wavelength of light. In actual fact, this wavelength of light can be found under the sun as well. We know that the sun actually contains three major types of light. Okay, the first type of light, we call it the UV light. The ladies will definitely know all this, because if they don't know, how come they, whenever they go to beach, they will always put on their sunblock. It is actually just to protect against the UV light. Now, the second type of light, we call it the visible light. Okay, different wavelength will have different colors. A very good example is actually the rainbow. And of course, the third type of light, we call it the infrared light. The 650 nanometer wavelength of light is fall under the visible light category. 650 is in red color. Now, what is so special about this 650 nanometer wavelength of light? The scientist has proven that under this particular wavelength of light, all living organisms will survive and grow. Even the scientist has proven that if you can penetrate this wavelength of light into your bloodstream, it will create the biostimulation effect, in which it will help your cell mitochondria to produce ATP and all these substance. Okay, now by having this IM laser giving this 650 nanometer wavelength of light, is it enough? No, it is not enough. You still need to have the laser technology to create the penetration. Without the laser technology to create the penetration, all your light photons cannot go into your skin. Okay, because of the laser technology, only then it can penetrate the light photons into your skin at least 5 to 6 centimeters into your bloodstream. Now, if you want to look at the penetration power created by the laser technology, you look at your own nose whenever you plug this nostril line into your nose. Now, whenever you plug this nostril line into your nose, how come you can see the light so clearly despite under such a bright light? Because of the laser technology. That is why you can see it so clearly, not because your skin is not thick enough or things like that. Okay, as I mentioned just now, whenever you wear this IM laser, because of the laser technology, it is able to penetrate the light energy photons into your skin 5 to 6 centimeters into your bloodstream. As I mentioned just now, whenever the light photons is penetrated into your bloodstream, it will start to stick to your red blood cell, like those nutrients and oxygen. It will be carried throughout your whole body by the red blood cell. Whenever there's any cell inside your body that comes in contact with all these light photons, this will automatically trigger the process called biostimulation effect or photostimulation effect, in which it will stimulate your cell mitochondria to produce more ATP energy, nitric oxide, and other things as well. This is actually the science behind this IM laser. That is as simple as that. Now, of course, if you use this IM laser regularly every day, 3 times per day, Okay, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening. What are the benefits you can expect from this, that you can get from this IM laser? Okay, there are a lot of benefits, but I'm going to go through a few key points. Now, the first thing is that, as I mentioned just now, if you wear this IM laser every day, it will help in the production of ATP energy inside your body. Now, with a lot of ATP energy, automatically this will help to restore your cell function, inclusive of cell growth, cell repair, as well as cell absorption. Okay, let me just give you a simple example to prove what I've said here, restore the cell functions. Okay, now for those people who are having, high blood pressure or high sugar level, those who are under medications, okay. Now, usually for this type of people, if they start to use IM laser regularly within 3 to 7 days, usually they will encounter a sudden huge drop in their high blood pressure or sugar level. Now, we know that if your blood pressure or sugar level drops too low, it is not good. For those people, blood pressure drop too low, they might feel giddy. Even for those people, sugar level drops too low, they will start to shiver, and all these things. Now, if this does happen to you, if you are under medication, if this does happen to you, what should you do? Now, do you need to call 911 or do you need to call Caleb or call your upline? No, you don't have to do that. Now, if this does happen to you, what you need to do is basically just reduce your medication by half, but don't stop your medication. Now, the question here is, why does this happen? Why after using IM laser, your sugar level or blood pressure suddenly drops too low? If you are taking this medication, okay, usually it does not happen. After using IM laser, it drops too low. Now, as I mentioned just now, when you start to use this IM laser, a lot of ATP energy will be produced. Because of a lot of ATP energy produced inside your body, your cell absorption also becomes better. That is why, because of your cell absorption becomes better, the efficacy of your medication also becomes double. That is why you will experience a huge drop in your sugar level or blood pressure. As I mentioned just now, if this does happen to you, what you need to do, just reduce your medication by half, but don't stop your medication. Okay. Now, the second benefit is that, as I mentioned just now, if you use this IM laser regularly, it will help to produce a lot of nitric oxide inside your body. Once there's a lot of nitric oxide produced inside your body, even if you do not have time to do exercise, it will still keep your metabolism rate well. That means it can still keep your circulation going well. Now, we know that a lot of our health issue is actually related to circulation, am I right? Now, once your circulation issues can be resolved, or a lot of your health issues can be resolved as well, can be prevented as well. Okay, that is why the third benefit is that it actually helps to improve your circulation. Number 3 is that if you do have any health issue or about this IM laser is that if you talk about anti-inflammatory action, is very, very good, very, very fast. Okay. Now, according to the research, if you use cold laser technology to deal with your inflammation issues, you can expect the result within 24 hours. 24 hours, you can expect the improvement within 24 hours. Let me just give you some simple example what you can do with this IM laser. Now, let's say sore throat. I'm sure a lot of people have sore throat before. Now, sore throat is mainly caused by inflammation, am I right? Now, if you do have sore throat, what people usually do is that they will go and see doctor to get medication now, or even what you do is that you gargle with salt, or even you go to the Chinese medicine shop to get those lancar to drink. Now, can this IM laser helps in your sore throat? Yes, it can. What you need to do is that you switch it on to intensity of 4, Okay. And after switch it on to intensity of 4, you place it directly on your throat. Place it directly on your throat. How fast? How long does it take? After 30 minutes of treatment, more or less, you can feel the improvement on your throat already. This is how fast it deals with inflammation. Why it is so effective in dealing with inflammation? Mainly because of nitric oxide as well. Nitric oxide as well. Okay, and of course, even if you talk about arthritis, who are having joint pain, what you can do is that you switch it on to intensity of 4, you place it directly on where the pain is. Okay, usually for arthritis, joint pain, 1 to 2 treatments, you will see the improvement already. Okay, even if you talk about knee pain, especially elderly people. Elderly people, you know, usually have knee pain because there's no more gel inside the bone already. Because of lack of gel inside the bone, whenever they walk, the bone actually rub against each other. That is why the inflammation actually builds up. If you just switch it on to intensity of 4, you place it directly on the knee, on where the pain is. Depends on how serious it is. Even though if it is more serious, 2 to 3 times target treatment you more or less you will see the improvement already. Okay, so it is very good in anti-inflammatory action, and of course it helps to stimulate your nerve functions as well. And one of the key things about this IM laser, the very fast relief things, is actually the pain reduction. The pain reduction. Let me just give you some simple example how fast it deals with pain. Now, for example, if you are having headache, am I right? Headache, if you do have headache, normal headache, I'm talking about normal headache. Now, if you do have normal headache, what you usually do is that you will take Panadol or things like that. Now, can this IM laser helps? Yes. What you can do is that you switch it on to intensity of 4. Again, you place it directly on your temple. Place it directly on your temple. Now, how long? After 30 minutes of treatment, it will help to resolve your pain. Now, is that possible if you have a headache and after 30 minutes of treatment, your pain gets worse? Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. Let me just have a drink of water. Okay, if you do have, after, let's say you're having headache, after a 30 minutes treatment, your headache gets worse. Now, what should you do if your headache gets worse? If you are having headache after the worse, this is actually a sign of your body telling you you are not drinking sufficient water. That is why if you quickly drink sufficient water down, your pain will be relieved. Okay, that is why by using this IM laser, one of the key most important things is that you need to drink a lot of water. Okay, I always advise people the best way to use IM laser is that before you do the treatment. Sorry, what's that? Okay, before you, the best, my advice is that the best way of using this IM laser is that before you do the treatment, you drink 1 glass of warm water. And after the treatment, you drink another glass of warm water. Okay, and of course, for headache, you just do it 30 minutes. It will help to relieve your pain. What about migraine or stiff neck? What should you do? If you do have migraine or stiff neck, you can switch it on to intensity of 4. You place it directly on the neck. Okay, the neck here. Okay, there's 2 acupuncture points here. Now, if you do that after 30 minutes of treatment, it will help to resolve your migraine. Now, if you talk about stiff neck, it might take longer time, depends on how serious it is. Okay, it then varies with individual as well. Okay, what about uric acid pain? You know, those people who are having uric acid, if they do have uric acid pain, yeah, usually, you know, it's in deep pain. Can this IM laser help? Yes, it can help. Okay, what you need to do is that you switch it on to intensity of 4. Intensity of 4. You place it directly on where the pain is. Okay, and usually after 30 minutes of treatment, there could be only 2 results. Either the pain is relieved or the pain gets worse. Now, if the pain gets worse, what should you do? Drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. It will help to relieve your pain. Okay, and of course, some other pains like low back pain, or even if you talk about frozen shoulders. Now, frozen shoulders, can it help? Yes, it can. Now, if you do have frozen shoulders, anyone having frozen shoulders, you need to do 2 things. Number 1, first of all, you need to try to move your arms forward and backwards. Forwards and backwards. If you cannot do that, you switch it on to intensity of 4, you place it on your, this part, shoulder, okay, in front, okay. Second thing you do is you lift your hands up and swing. If you cannot do that, you place it at the back. Now, if you really cannot remember that, you know, anyone having frozen shoulder, you just do 1 time in front, 1 time at the back, more or less you can see the improvement as well. Okay, okay. Now, even what about those people who are having menstrual pain? Menstrual pain. Can this help? Now, I understand that those ladies are having menstrual pain. The solution they are doing is that they usually take Panadol or Ponston, okay, for fast relief. And this IM laser help. Yes. What you need to do is that whenever you are having menstrual pain before the periods come, what you can do is that you place it 3 fingers below your navel. You switch it on to intensity of 4, 3 fingers below your navel. Okay, you just do for 30 minutes. It will help to relieve your pain. Even those people having, if they do this type of treatment, whenever the period comes, the periods will come even more smoothly as well. Even those people who are having menopause, now if you do that treatment, if there's any clotted blood left inside your womb or things like that, it will be flushed out as well if you do that treatment regularly. Okay, but of course, even though IM laser have so many benefits you can talk about, but the key function is still 3 of them only. Number 1, it helps to restore your cell functions. Not yet. Number 1, it helps to restore your key cell functions. Number 2, it helps to improve your circulation, reduce your blood viscosity. Number 3, it enhances the flow of your chi energy inside your body. Now, if these 3 things start to happen inside your body, if you do have any health issue, your own body is going to going through a self-healing process by itself. Okay, why? Because the doctors already says that the best doctors in the world for your own body is actually your own body. As long as you give your body the right energy, right nutrients, it can do a lot of health healing by itself. Okay, and of course, next slide. And of course, this is just to show you, you know, for the first picture, if you talk about this, this blood look like a stream. This is actually all clotted together. Now, if you do have all this clotted blood together, if you use this IM laser for 30 minutes, after 30 minutes of treatment, all your red blood cell will be dispersed into individual, like the second picture. And of course, I always advise people, if you use IM laser, please make sure drink a lot of water. Why? Water play a very important role. Now, if you, let's say, if you have a clotted, if you have all those clotted blood, if you, after using IM laser, the blood is all dispersed into individual, but if you don't drink sufficient water down, the blood will be, the red blood cell will stick back together quickly as well. And of course, the second thing is that if you are having all those health issues, taking a lot of medication, okay, by you wearing this IM laser, it will help to improve your circulation. Improving your circulation means that it will tend to discharge whatever toxic inside your body out quickly. But if you do not have sufficient water, all your whatever toxic will be stay inside your body. It will not be discharged out easily. That is why water play a very important role. Okay, next slide. Now, this is actually a thermograph. This is just to show you how fast it deals with inflammation issues. There are two cases here. The first case is actually shin splints in the right leg. If you look at the pre-treatment picture, you can see yellowish color. Am I right? Yellowish color is actually the sign of inflammations because of injuries. Now, after using this IM laser treatment for 24 hours, you look at the picture at the end, the yellowish color actually reduced significantly. It means that it gets rid of your inflammation fast, okay, within 24 hours. The next demograph is that this is a much more serious case, okay? This is actually a guy having a left kidney removal operations, kidney stone removal operations. Now, if you look at the first picture, after the kidney stone is removed, you can see all the red color, you know, form around the holes, okay? And after using the treatment, after 24 hours, it actually get rid a lot of your inflammation. This is mainly because of the nitric oxide. Okay, next. Now, according to the clinical study proven, if you can restore the production of ATP energy inside your body, you can restore your 8 major body system as well and deal with at least 80 types of health issues. Why? Because by having the restoration of ATP energy, improve your circulation, it actually automatically restore your system as well as put out your immune system as well. Okay, that is why according to the research book, it can deal with at least 80 types of health issues. Unfortunately, the research book is not with me today. The book that I'm supposed to show you, because we are all locked down at home, so the book is not with me today. The book is actually called, I can't remember, I can't remember what was the name of the book. Anyone can remember? Give me a hint. By photo stimulation, clinical study, and scientific background, I think the name is actually by two doctors. Okay. Now, what are the 80 types of health issues it can actually helps? There are actually quite a lot of, this is actually part of the 80 types of health issue. It ranges from serious to non-serious as well. Now, of course, things like allergy, it helps as well, you know. Even if you talk about arthritis, I already shared with you arthritis just now. For those people who are having arthritis, what you can do is that you use normally and you use the target treatment. The target treatment will help to speed up the reducing the pain fast, okay? And even asthma. For those people who are having asthma, usually if you go around, you let all those people who are having asthma try. After usually 1 to 2 treatments, they will actually tell you after using the IM laser, they feel that your breathing is more smooth. Yeah, and of course, for those asthma patients, if you use it regularly every day without fail, regularly 3 times per day, after a certain period of time, you will realize that the asthma trigger that you are having will reduce significantly, or some even become zero. Okay, and of course, for blood pressure, it helps as well. Of course, for blood pressure, there are 2 scenarios here. Let me just share with you my experience. There are 2 scenarios here. For those people who are having blood pressure, if they are under medication, what might happen is that if you use this IM laser, your blood pressure at the initial stage might drop too low. If you are not having a very strong medication, then your blood pressure could increase significantly. Okay, Now, if you under medication, your blood pressure drops too low, what you can do is that you can reduce your medication by half and your blood pressure will drop to its normal level. Now, what about those people if their blood pressure suddenly increased too high after using IM laser? Now, increase too high could be caused by few reasons. Number one, your body is too heaty. Number two, the treatment is too strong. Okay. Now, what you can do to reduce this healing crisis is that there are two ways you can that you can do to reduce this healing crisis. Number one, drink plenty of water. Okay, drink plenty of water. If drinking plenty of water doesn't help, what you can do is that you can start off the treatment at the lower intensity. That means instead of starting with 3 bars 30 minutes, you start with 2 bars 20 minutes. This will actually helps the person, the body to adjust to this treatment first before you increase it back to 3 bars. Can you understand? Can you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay. Of course, it helps in bone regeneration as well. And even the cardio condition, it helps, cerebral palsy and things like that. For those people who are having depression, who are lack of sleep, or even under a lot of stress, now it's very easy to see one after using this IM laser. Okay. Now, whenever you are having one of these problem, for the first time, whenever you start to use this IM laser, immediately after 30 minutes of treatment, you will feel very sleepy. You will feel so sleepy that, you know, whole day you want to sleep. You feel like sleeping only. Even for the first time that you use this device, the first night your sleep will be fantastic. You will not have all those dreams like, you know, I chase you, you chase me, I kill you, you kill me. You will not have those type of dreams. You will sleep very peacefully, very good. And of course, then whenever you wake up the next day, you will feel very tired again. But if this is just part of the healing crisis. Now, if you continue using this device regularly, now you might have to experience this healing crisis for 4 to 5 days. Throughout the whole day, you're still feeling sleepy. Now, throughout this period, if you really listen to your own body, you know, you go to bed earlier, you know, you try to sleep for at least 7 hours per day. After gone through that particular healing crisis period, if you still continue using this IM laser, you will feel very energetic instead of very sleepy and tired. Okay, so even diabetes, it helps as well. Okay, diabetes, of course, there are two scenarios here. We know that there are two types of diabetes patient, type 1 and type 2. For type 2 diabetes patient, type 2 is mainly because of certain reasons your insulin won't be able to function well. Now, for type 2 diabetes patient, if you use this IM laser, the result is going to be very fast. Usually, if you're under medication, just 3 to 7 days, you will realize that your sugar level will start to drop. Now, once your sugar level start to drop, what you need to do, just reduce your medication by half, but don't stop your medication. Okay, and of course, for type 2 diabetes patient, if you use it regularly every day, you know, you take care of your lifestyle, there is a huge chances you do not have to take medication anymore. Okay, but of course for type 1 it is much more different. Type 1 is because due to a certain genetic issues, the pancreas won't be able to produce insulin. Now, for type 1 patients, okay, if you take this, use this IM laser, you are thinking of hopefully that your pancreas will work back. It will be quite difficult. It will depend on individual condition. Okay, there might be chances that your pancreas might not be restored. Okay, But of course, for type 1 diabetic patients, okay, if you use this device regularly, I can assure you two things. Definitely, number one, your medication can be reduced. Okay, number two, whatever side effects that caused by the medication, by using this ion laser, it will help to reduce all those side effects. Definitely this one, this two. Okay, very good example for a diabetes type 2 is actually my mom again. As I mentioned just now, the reason why I buy this unique ion laser for my mom is because of her diabetes. That is actually 4 years ago. 4 years ago, my mom is 76 years old, taking medication for her diabetes for quite a long time already. It doesn't help much. Okay, if you talk about controlling with medication and controlling her diet, the best she can control until is actually until 7. That's all. Okay, if she didn't take her medication, it could increase to as high as 16, 17 also. Okay, so I bought this unique for her, okay, for her diabetes. Initially, when I bought this for her, she doesn't believe in this product as well. My mom is actually previously working in hospital as an operation theater nurse. So she doesn't believe in all these things at all. But because I told her it's very expensive, that's why no choice, she decided to try it. You know, the first day she only used it one time, okay, 30 minutes treatment. After I asked her to do that, then the second day, same thing. Third day, same thing. But on the third day, it is a bit different. What happened is that I actually went to I bought a lot of Nyonya Kueh, came back. You know, my mom took a lot of Nyonya Kueh. She likes Nyonya Kueh. And, you know, after, you know, taking Nyonya Kueh on the 4th day morning, she get worried. Because we all know that those people who are having sugar level issues, if you're taking too much Nyonya Kueh, definitely the next morning, your sugar level definitely will shoot up very high. So my mom was worried about her sugar level. So she decided to test on her sugar level by herself. To her surprise, instead of the sugar level increase too high, it drops too low. So my mom is actually the one who taught me to reduce the medication by half once your sugar level drops too low, but don't stop your medication. So from that onwards, she started to use this ion laser every day. Now, after using for another 3 months plus, her sugar level drops again. So she reduced her medication again. Until after using for about 2 years plus, until she reduced her medication, she doesn't know how to reduce anymore. From 2 pills to 1 pill, 1 pill to half to 1/4. 1/4, she asked me how to reduce to 1/8. I also do not know how to reduce that. So what I told her is that I advised her to go and see the doctor for opinion. Doctor is actually the one that stopped her medication. Now she has been using this ion laser for 4 years already, coming 4 years already, almost 4 years already. And you know what is her sugar level? Her sugar level at this moment maintained at 4 point something to 5 point something only, which is very, very good for the age of 80 years old. So the moral of the story here is I'm trying to tell you that if you do have any health issue, if you use this ion laser regularly every day, definitely you will see the improvement. It's just a matter of time. Some will be fast, some might take longer time, but if you use it patiently and regularly, definitely you will see the improvement. Okay, and of course, for the, what do you call that, hemorrhoids, how to use it? Chinese people say jichong, how to use it. Now, a lot of people, why did I mention these hemorrhoids? A lot of people misunderstood that. The best way of using this ion laser is to do the target treatment. Even if you have hemorrhoids, some people suggest that you can put the nostrils line into your backside to deal with the hemorrhoids. Some even says that you put the whole switch on to intensity of 4, you just open the whole thing, you sit on your IM laser so that the light can be shined into your hemorrhoids. Now, in actual fact, that is not the right way to do that. Now, just for the usage of iron laser, just remember one thing. The target treatment of intensity of 4 is actually for the fast relief of pain and the fast dealing of inflammation on the certain area, or if you know your acupuncture point, okay? For any health issue, inclusive of pimple, hemorrhoids, or lung issues, or kidney issue, the best way is you still need to use it normally on your wrist and on your nose. That is the right way of using IM laser. Now, don't use it as though you put it here and there everywhere. The target treatment is only for the fast relief of pain as well as inflammation issues. Okay, remember that. Any health issue is still need to use it normally on your wrist and on your nose as well. Okay, and of course, inflammation, all these things, it helps as well. Low back pain, inner ear condition, and all these things, it helps as well. Now, can we move to the next slide, please? Now, even it helps in your circulation, it helps in muscle regeneration. Have any one of you heard of psoriasis? Psoriasis is a skin issue. It is mainly deal with your immune system as well. Okay. Now, can this IM laser help psoriasis? Yes, it can help. What you need to do, if you just have to wear it regularly every day. You still take whatever medication that you are taking. It will help to increase the effectiveness of your medication. Now, for psoriasis patient, if you use it regularly, continuously, every day, 3 times per day, after more or less 3 months and above, you will realize that all your psoriasis issue will start to dry up. Okay, even you won't have scar. But of course, I always advise people, whenever there's any improvement in your health condition, please still take good care of yourself. Don't luan lai, don't luan lai. That means you still, for example, let's say if you're having psoriasis, we have cases after 3 months, the issue is resolved. He thought that he was fully recovered. So immediately he went and eat 1 roasted duck for celebration. After eating the roasted duck, all the psoriasis came back. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that if there's any improvement, please still take good care of yourself. Because remember one thing, IM laser is not a magic. It won't fully heal you after using for just 3 months. A lot of the time is because of your major system works well, your cell will be able to restore. Your body is the one that control your health condition. Control your health condition. You are not fully healed yet, because healing takes a long time. Always remember that. Even there's sign of improvement, still need to take care of yourself, your lifestyle as well. Okay, and of course, even nerve issues and even eye issues. Eye issues, I have a personal testimony lah. Anyone in English, 散光, how to say 散光 Anyone know what is 散光? 散光 It means I have a personal testimony here lah. I mean, last time I was having quite a serious 散光. That means what happened is that I have 150 each. Okay, it means whenever I drive at night, I couldn't, if there's a bright light, I couldn't see very clearly. Okay, now I've been wearing my spectacle for almost 5 years already. So 3 months ago, I went and changed my spectacle. So I went for checkout again. the person that checked my eyes, initially she was very surprised, because what happened is that after doing a checking for the first time, she do a second time again, and even wants to go to do a third time eyes checking. I was very curious, how come you check so many times? From what I know, if you use the machine, you can check very fast and know the result very fast, okay? So apparently she told me, you know, after you know, checking, she realized that my sanguang, one side of my eyes actually drop, becomes 0. And the other side dropped until from 150 to 125. He said never in his life he have seen sanguang can reduce one. So now what I can tell you is that IM laser can. I've tried that already. So for those people who are having sanguang, if you use it regularly every day for a certain period of time, it helps to reduce your sanguang as well. Okay, and of course, sinus. For those people who are having sinus, very easy to see one, sensitive nose or sinus. If you wake up every morning, start sneezing, from the moment you, for the first time, you plug this nostril line into your nose, a lot of mucus will be coming out. Definitely a lot of mucus will be coming out. Now, if you have a very serious sinus, every time you plug this nostril line into your nose, mucus will keep coming out. Don't worry, let your mucus come out. Why? Because your nose is actually part of the system which will help to detoxify. Now, if you have a very serious sinus, every time you wear, keep coming out until to a certain extent, if you put it into your nose again, there's no mucus, it is a sign that the detoxification process is complete. So what happens is that if you realize that there's no more mucus coming out, usually for very serious sinus people, they will realize 2 things. Number 1, their breathing becomes smoother. Number 2, if the sense of smell is missing because of the sinus, the sense of smell will come back as well. Okay, and of course, what else? Stroke as well. Stroke, it helps as well. Based on my experience throughout for the 4 years that I've seen, you know, for those people who are having stroke, you know, especially just recently having stroke, if you let them use IM laser quickly, the recovery will be very, very fast. Very, very fast. So fast that you can, sometimes you also cannot believe in it. Okay, I've seen a lot of cases already. Even my wife's uncle is actually one of them. Okay, and of course, for those people who are having stroke for a certain period of time already, and of course bedridden for a certain period of time already, if you use this IM laser, it will still helps. But whether it can improve significantly or how fast it can improve, is all depends on the individual condition and their age as well. Okay, so the faster those people who are having strokes, the faster you let them use, the recovery will be very fast. Let me just give you a few testimony that I've seen. One of the testimony is actually my own wife's uncle. My wife's uncle in 2018 Chinese New Year, 10 days before the Chinese New Year in 2018, he had a very serious stroke, half paralyzed. Okay, came out in the hospital in a wheelchair. The doctor says it might take very long time, 6 months at least. You need to do physiotherapy as well and all these things. So my father-in-law actually have IM lasers. So he took his IM laser and let his brother use lah. I mean, his brother definitely use, I think, more than 3 times per day lah. Okay, for normal person, he use more than 3 times per day. I think 4 or 5 times per day. And for a person that came out in a wheelchair that cannot stand, how fast you see the results? After just 1 week of using IM laser, he can stand up. This particular uncle, he drive his Toyota Hilux by himself to my father-in-law house. When we saw him, we are all in a shock. shock. Okay, so the faster you use, the faster the recovery. Okay, this uncle have been using until now. If you look at him now, he is like he has never had a stroke before. Okay, this is one of the cases. Second cases is from East Malaysia, from Tawau. Initially, I remember last time when I share with this engineer in Tawau. Initially, he doesn't believe in it as well. So never mind, he didn't buy it. But because he had a stroke, okay, unfortunately, he had a stroke. His stroke is not so serious, half sengit. Okay, and the doctor told him that he need to have physiotherapy, and it will take about 6 months. Same thing. Out of no choice, he decided to buy this IM laser and try it. You know how fast? Again, just after 1 week, the sengit mouth jumped back to normal by itself. Okay, and the first thing he did is that he didn't come and thank me. The first thing he did is that he went and see the doctor and whistle in front of the doctor. Now, after whistle in front of the doctor, at the end, the doctor also buy 1 unit from him. Okay, and anyway, we move to the next page. Eczema, it helps as well. Eczema, even skin issue. Now, we all know that for adults, eczema and everything, it helps. What about kids? What about small children, 1, 2 years old, who are having eczema or allergy? Can they use IM laser? My advice to all of you is that for kids like for any kids below 9 years old, if they are perfectly healthy, they don't have to use IM laser. But for those kids who are 1, 2, 3 years old, if they do have any issue like eczema, even allergy or things like that, they can use. How to use? Not to wear it on the wrist and on the nose. What you need to do is that you switch it on to intensity of 1. Okay, 10 minutes. You adjust it to 10 minutes. So you switch it on, you place it on top of the navel. Okay, remember, whenever you do any target treatment, you cannot have anything in between. The light has to be in contact with your skin. Okay, and if you do that for them 1 day, 1 time, while they are sleeping, you know, babies, while they are sleeping, you just switch it on, you just place it on the navel. It also helps. It also helps. Okay, and what about those men who are having prostate issues, or even women, elderly people who couldn't control the urine? Sometimes just a sneeze, the urine will come out. Can this IM laser helps? Yes, it can. What you need to do is that basically you switch it on, you use it regularly 3 times per day first, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening. You do additional target treatment. What you do is that you switch it on to intensity of 4, you place it 3 fingers below your navel. Okay, you just put on it, you do 1 time target treatment, 30 minutes per day, or if you have more time, you can do 2 times. Now, if you really do that every day without fail, after treatment of, let's say, 3 weeks and above, you will realize that the frequency of those having prostate issue, the frequency of them going to toilet at night will reduce significantly, or some even become 0. Okay, even those elderly people, you know, having these issues, if they do this treatment, don't be surprised, men will gain additional bonus. Means what? Every morning, you wake up, you can see Negaragu. That is why erectile dysfunction is actually one of the things which it can help. Okay, and of course, other things like Parkinson, it will help. Also, sleeping disorder, it will help as well, and it will help in beauty as well. Now, of course, even though there's so many benefits, the question here is how it can help in your COVID-19. how it can help to protect you against the COVID-19. Actually, if you talk about the COVID-19, the best way to protect yourself is actually to improve your immune system. To improve your immune system. As I mentioned just now, if you use this IM laser every day, okay, it will help to restore your 8 major system, restore your cell function. That is why if your 8 major system can do well, can function well, automatically your immune system will be improved as well. Okay, that is how it will help you in fighting against the COVID-19. Other things like prevention, wearing masks is all just to ensure that if you got this COVID-19, it don't pass to other people. But the best way to improve your immune system is actually restore your 8 major systems. Okay, and of course at the same time, if you're taking a lot of nutrition products, by wearing this IM laser, it also helps to increase the efficacy of your vitamin intake. Okay, because absorption is better. Okay. Okay, next. Now, if you talk about these benefits of IM laser, okay, there's a lot of benefits. But the next question here is the most important thing is that if you wear this IM laser, definitely it will help you to fight against this COVID-19. But the next question here is it safer? I'm sure a lot of people, the concern is it safer? Will there be any side effects? Now, what I can tell you is that this IM laser is very, very safe due to 2 reasons only. 2 reasons only. Number one, the scientist has proven that the light 650 nanometer wavelength of light, laser light, is very safe. It is non-invasive. The only thing is that you cannot point directly to your eyes. Okay. The second thing is that this particular IM laser product has gone through a very stringent test in Germany. That is why we have passed these tests, and that is why we are able to get whatever certification that we are having now. Now, first of all, what are the things that we are having? First of all, this IM laser is actually a Euro standard medical device class 3R. And of course, if you talk about the technology, the board itself, the laser itself is actually a US patented technology. It is manufactured in US, it is patented in US. But the whole IM laser is actually assembled in China. Now, a lot of people hear China, this word, the sweat also start to drop. But anyway, don't worry. The factory that assembled this product is in China is actually partially owned by the US. Okay, it has this very important certification called ISO 13485. ISO 13485 is actually a quality assurance for medical device. It is internationally recognized. This certification cannot be issued by China. It can be issued in Europe only, okay, by Germany itself. Now, of course, as I mentioned just now, before this IM laser is introduced into the market, it has gone through a very stringent test in Germany. Not only the test is done for all those, even the what you call that, belt itself, everything, the battery itself from zero to everything. And of course, one of the key, very important tests that is done in Germany is actually testing on the light that's emitted by this device. Now, for this technology, we have done more than 10,000 hours tests on the light that is emitted by this spot. Now, within the 10,000 hours that we have tested, the light that is emitted remain consistent at 650 nanometer wavelength of light. There is no fluctuating. Now, this is actually very important, especially for the, what you call that, laser, if you talk about laser medical device. Now, any laser medical device if you want the efficacy to be good, the light that is emitted by this device must be consistent. If it is not consistent, the efficacy of the medical device is only about 30% as compared those which is very consistent one. Number two, the scientist has proven that the light that is emitted by this, the light is emitted by the device which is beneficial for human being, non-invasive for human being, actually range from 635 to 680. Ours is how much? 650, am I right? 650 is within the safe range, and of course, it can create the biostimulation effect. Anything less than 635 nanometer wavelength of light, okay, it is non-beneficial to you. It won't create the biostimulation effect. On the other hand, any light that is emitted higher than 680 nanometer wavelength of light, either it is no use, or if the wavelength of the light is too high, it is harmful to our body. That means overuse could damage our cell. Okay, that is why our IM laser remain consistent at 650. It won't fluctuate, it won't change. That is why it is very safe. It is very safe. Okay, next. And these are the EC certificate, as well as ISO 13485. Getting, to be honest with you, getting this Max cert, EC cert as well on the product, as well as the ISO 13485 is not easy at all. The whatever testing or things that we are submitted, it is a lot of them. Even this product has, if you want to get this EC cert, you have to submit clinical trials for human being on this product as well. We have done the clinical trials on high blood pressure, sugar level, heart problem, and a few also, and also cholesterol as well. That is why we are able to get this Max cert. It is not easy. It is not easy at all. I've seen the document. It's actually a big stack of document and research that you need to submit to Europe for verification and things like that. That is why the most valuable things that we are having is actually this Max cert. Okay, next. And of course, the factory that assemble this product, they have their production license as well. This particular factory that assemble this product, it is not new to the market. They also produce a lot of other medical device for hospital as well. Okay, next. Next. Okay, this is actually for the factory registered certificate for medical device and your operating license. Next. And in Malaysia side, we also have certificate of conformity as well as the establishment license from the government. And next. Okay, and of course, this product also, you know, in the year 2019, this product actually took part in the exhibition of invention in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay, this is actually international events. Okay, the purpose of these events is for those companies or even university, if they do have any high-tech new innovation technology that they want to showcase, they can showcase in this exhibition. But of course, if you want to participate in this exhibition, it's not easy. Okay, first of all, you must prove that this product is very safe, is innovative, it's something new, something different. Only then you can do that. And in 2019 April, this is the first time Ventros, through the supplier of us, which represent on behalf of Ventros, they took this product and participate in this Geneva, Switzerland. And of course, next, of course, in this exhibition, during this year, there are more than 800 companies or university throughout the whole world that came and participate in this exhibition. For us, Ventros IM Laser actually participate under health category. And throughout the exhibition, there will be a lot of professionals going around. There will be the judges. You know, certain awards will be awards to some of the key innovative products. And these are the judges during the day, okay? And we are very fortunate to say that for the first time we participate in this exhibition, our IM laser actually won the silver awards under the health category. Now this is the certificate itself. Okay, if you want to see the original, always feel free to come to our office. It is in the office. Okay, now the purpose, the reason why we are showing you this certification is not to tell you, you know, how good our company is, or show off how good is our company is. What I'm trying to tell you is that the IM laser that you are using is of the highest quality and highest safety standard. It is not something you buy from Alibaba at 50 USD. Okay, so if you do have already bought this product, you can use this product without have to worry about the safety and whether it is safe for you. The only thing is that, remember, don't put directly in your eyes. Okay, next. Now the price of this product is actually 3,008. Okay, 3,008. Okay, now come to the last page. Okay, let me just do a conclusion of what I mentioned here. IM laser, as I mentioned just now, is actually a 3-in-1 household medical device. It is actually a integration of Western cold laser technology plus the Eastern acupuncture treatment plus the magnetic therapy. Whenever you wear it on your wrist and on your nose, there are three key functions. Number one, it helps to restore the production of ATP energy inside your body, so that with enough ATP energy, not only your energy level will be improved, it will help to restore your cell function as well. It also helps to restore your 8 major body system as well, which improve your immune system. Number two, it helps to increase your circulation. Okay, reduce your blood viscosity. Number three, it helps to enhance the flow of the qi energy inside your body by giving you the acupuncture. Now, if these three things start to happen inside your body, if you do have any health issue, your own body is the one that will go through a self-healing process by itself. And the clinical study has proven that if you can restore the production of ATP energy, not only it can restore 8 major body system, but it will also help to improve your 80 types of health issues, inclusive of those very common ones like high blood pressure, strokes, and all these things. And of course, the good things about this IM laser is that the result is very fast. It is very effective. A lot of the pain management now, or even inflammation issues, it can give you result as fast as within 30 minutes target treatment. And of course, the good things about this, the IM laser, is that it is very safe. Okay, we have done everything to ensure the safety of this product. That is why you can use it without have to worry whether it will harm your body or not. Okay, and of course, the third thing is that the size of this device is so small that you can use it anytime, anywhere, any place you like, anytime you like. Okay, at this moment, the best thing is that you can wear it every day on your wrist, and it will still help to improve your immune system and help you to fight against your COVID-19. And of course, one unit of IM laser, the whole family can use it as well. Okay, and before I finish off, let me just remind all of you again, for those people who already bought this unit, please, since already you already buy it, you already pay for it, please use it every day, regularly. Okay, if you use it regularly every day, 3 times per day, if you do have any health issue, I can tell you definitely you can see the result and can see the improvement. If you use this product like those going to temple, only you use it, forget it, you won't see the results. And of course, for those people who have not tried this product, I think COVID-19 during this period is the best time that you start to use this product and helps to boost up your own immune system and help to protect your own family. Okay, and do try out. Always remember one thing. Nothing is ever more important than your own health. You have health, you have everything. Okay, that's all for my presentation. I'll pass back to Caleb.